Ow, that hurt.
Just for synchronization.
The lights didn't come on.
Camera and action. That was on.
You know you had a hard day.
And that was on.
When?
And then that was on. There you go. We got all the angles. We got all the angles covered. You're covered?
I suppose.
You're covered?
Covered.
Covered by the best and blessed by the blessed.
There you go.
Blessed by the best.
Is that a good water?
That's a good water. You can give me that other good water too, the one next to it. Hey guys, we back. And we just having some. It's been a minute. It's been a minute, but hey, I'm excited about what you're excited to be back. I am excited to be back. So, all right, let's drink to that. Some water. It's going all in. It's all in fun. But last week, I guess it'll be by the time this one comes out, it'll already be edited. Last week, I had my family on, and I was pretty excited that they came in, and I was able to learn a little bit about my history. So that was good. But welcome to another edition of the BS of Entrepreneurship podcast. Guys, this is where you come, especially today. We're going to have a special show for you. We're going to talk about some of the things that are hurting businesses in general. And we as entrepreneurs, or you specifically as an entrepreneur, some of the things that you can work on to make sure that you are giving your clients, your customers, the best service, product, anything that you need, that whatever it is that your business is giving to your customer or your client. But I'm Frankie P.
Maria P.
Tracy P.
Hey, and welcome, baby, to BS Entrepreneurship Podcast. We're going to get this thing started jumping. One of the things I wanted to talk about, because today, Maria and I came in and we went to lunch today. And when we went to lunch, we went to, we're not going to say the restaurant. Yeah. We're not going to say the name to protect the guilty. Okay. We want to protect the guilty. But
I want to say it.
You want to? If you want to say it, you can say it. It's up to you. That's fine.
I said fillet of a chick.
Okay. but look, hey guys, but the cookies are bomb.
Yeah, they went back to their old recipe.
Oh my God! All the cookies they were in the package by themselves, and they were warm and they were gooey and
too sweet.
They were too sweet for you. Whoo, they were on point for me. Oh, it was extremely good today.
Yeah, because they went back to their old recipe. They had changed it to some cheap imitation of a Chick-fil-A chocolate chip oatmeal cookie. Mm-hmm. And I was so disappointed. So I stopped getting them.
And so that kind of goes into what we were going to talk about. Have you been, or are you dealing with an issue of consistency? And when I say consistency, I mean when you give your customer a service or a threshold of what the expectation. Are you meeting those expectations on a consistent basis, continuously, time after time after time? Now, what I can tell you is when you are facing with dealing with consistency, sometimes it's boring. Sometimes it's just become monotonous. Oh, I have to make another call. Oh, I have to write another letter. Oh, I have to see another client, and it becomes monotonous to you. If you're an investor, I have to put another contract together. I have to go see another property, and it becomes monotonous. But those small things, and I see it. Now I can say from my standpoint, because I have a front row seat, one of the things that make you great is you are consistently doing the small things.
Oh goodness, the small things.
The small things. You consistently answer the phone calls that people, and I know not none of you. I know not none of you guys, but I know that nobody who's watching this have done it. But the phone will ring, and it's somebody that you don't want to deal with
all the time.
That has happened to you
all the time.
Oh my God. Okay, so what did you do?
I just answer it and do what I gotta do. But do I feel like it? Depending on the situation.
We love our clients.
Of course we do.
Yes, we do. So we don't do that here.
That would never happen.
No.
That won't happen here.
We never look sideways at the phone and cringe when we see the phone. We don't do that. No.
No, but here's the thing. But most most people are going to do that. Most people are going to look at the phone and be like, "Oh my God."
People do that with their cell phones. Oh, I thought it was. Never mind.
But I do have to say, it'll be someone who's giving Maria a hard, and she would have a hard day, and on a Sunday. Ooh,
Oh, don't call her.
it'll be on a Sunday.
You have to have boundaries, you guys.
Yeah.
I used to be a 7-day, 24/7, whatever you call it, a week realtor and answer the phone all the time.
What are some of the pros and cons about being a 24/7?
Well, the pros are people know that you're available and they're comfortable with that. They know you're going to respond to them no matter what their issues are. The cons are there's no boundaries set, and you have to set boundaries because when people want something, when your customer wants something, they want it, and they don't care if you are sick or if you have been consistently answering, responding, and doing all those things, taking calls after midnight. I mean, I used to do all of that. And then I went to a seminar or something, and they were like, no, you have to have respect for your time, and you have to set boundaries. And when I did that, I started feeling better. I wasn't agitated as much. And I felt good about not answering my phone on Sunday, because you do have to set up, and people have to respect that. You have to set your boundaries, and people have to respect that. And once they understand what your boundaries are, and you are consistent with them, then they don't have a problem with it. Yeah. But we can't be in fear of setting those boundaries, okay? Because you need time to regroup and get yourself together so you can get yourself prepared for the next week, okay? But if you're, 7 days a week, constantly on it all the time, it's going to become monotonous, and it's going to become agitated. Yeah, it's going to be, and you're not going to like it. And I think that's what burns out a lot of realtors. They don't understand, because I think the mindset is, well, if I don't help them, somebody else, they can just go to somebody else.
Right.
You can do that. You will not get the service and the quality service and that's what I believe that I would provide you. So go ahead and go somewhere else.
They always come back.
Yeah, they do. So
now I'm just going from my standpoint. At our store, when a customer has, for us, if a customer asks a question, and you have to set certain limitations, and when you don't set those limitations, I'm going to say 95% of the time, maybe they're not doing it on purpose, but they tend to take advantage of you. So if they ask for a 10% discount, you say, sure, I'm gonna give you a 10% discount. Oh, well, no, I want a 20% discount. So I was nice enough to give you a 10. I didn't even have to give you a 10% discount. I gave you a 10% discount because I just thought that, okay, let's make this customer happy. Let's go ahead, put this together. And as soon as you do that, they want 20%. And then it's, now let me go to the next, well, what about this item? So now you've pretty much messed it up for the next person. And definitely when you come back to me, I am not dealing with you in a certain way. So now the way that I set my boundaries is I typically treat everybody the same.
You have to. When
I treat everyone the same, no one wants to be that one person that I treat the same. They always want to be the exception. Well, you can do it for me. Okay. When nobody else has to know, trust me. If nobody else tells, you're going to tell. Because if I give you a great deal, you know what you're going to say? You know what?
Very true.
I went down there and I got this jacket that was normally $59. I got this thing for $15, and they were like, "What? Huh? I paid $40." So now they got an attitude with me because you got a good deal
Oh, just tell them it was a special that day.
It was a special. They had a special going on. So how do you deal with consistency, Tracy?
I really and truly do stay consistent with each and every person. I do. It's just a habit, and it's the way that I was taught in this industry. You know, you have to continue to treat everybody the same. I mean, of course, there are times when it's a little different, but it depends on the situation. Okay. But I'm definitely a person that I have to treat everybody the same.
Well, I heard you on a phone call earlier today, and this is actually this is great because it's going to segue and transition to the next thing we're going to talk about. But you were dealing with a what was it? Was it a disturbed contractor or a disturbed tenant?
Both.
Oh. I was gonna say both.
Oh, okay. So without sharing any names, can you share with us, what happened and how you handle it?
Well, the resident, I had to call the resident because when I called the contractor, he said that he couldn't get in to do what he needed to do. So I had to call the resident, and basically each one were saying the other one wasn't telling the truth. Right. So I had to let the resident know when something like that happens, just call while the contractor's there.
Okay.
And we could have eliminated all of that.
Yeah, well, she didn't even know because the contractor never opened his mouth to say, why didn't you move the stuff? Or I thought you were going to move the stuff.
Well, she sent him to a certain room, and he said he went to that particular room. But the room that he went to wasn't the room he was supposed to go to.
Right. And she probably, if she said front room, that room right in the front, she probably was looking
at the front of the house.
That, not the front of the house. She's looking at the back of the head and saying that is the front.
Okay.
Right. And it wasn't.
And with him, he's thinking the front and the coming.
Yeah, he knows what the front is.
To the hallway.
Exactly. Because he doesn't know, but both of them should have called me.
That's my question. So if a contractor is at a property and things aren't setting up the way that he thought that they would be, why not just make the phone call?
Exactly. And that's what I said.
Okay.
They do it all the time.
You're going to waste your time. And he had to drive an hour.
They do it all the time.
So you want to drive an hour?
Does that make sense? You leave. It just doesn't make sense to me why they don't call and communicate. Oh, we got there and they told us to come back another day. Then why didn't you call us right then and there? Why am I finding out 3 days later?
Right.
I don't understand that.
I don't either.
Well,
but I just, I had to be gentle with the resident and gentle with the contractor as well. And then once I get off the phone, I can, vent a little bit. But, yeah, they just both should have called. Exactly. And both were at fault. Both of them.
And a lot of times, what I've and I heard a speaker say this, and you corrected me, but when you give a worker a task and we expect them to think, then we may be at fault sometimes because we're putting a worker in a position and we're expecting them to think. But you corrected me and you said that this is the owner of the company. Mm-hmm. So if you are the owner of a company, he should have already been, hey, you know what? Let me, cross my T's, dot my I's. Let me make sure that I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. Because when I first got here, I was supposed to, I put my request. He already put his boundaries in, his specifics of what he wanted. This is my expectation level. And then when his expectation level wasn't met, then he should have, at that moment, before he left that house,
he should have called.
He should have called someone, and that'll be a learning lesson. That'll be a learning lesson.
Not to mention the fact that he's been up there multiple times
to that property.
Right. So it's really no excuse.
Okay. So now, question to our guests. Can you put in the comments? How would you deal with the conflict? What type of conflict have you dealt with in your company, at your business, on your job? What type of conflict have you dealt with? Because even if you're still working, whenever you get out on your own, you are going to have conflict. So the question is, what conflict have you had, and how are you going to deal with, and how would you deal with that conflict? How did you deal with that conflict? Is probably the best way that I would ask you to answer that. And here's why I'm asking you to answer it and put it into the comments, because someone is going to read it. And someone is going to not have the situation that you have and come into that situation, and then they can say, okay, this is how that situation can be dealt with just a little bit better. And so that's why that I think that,
you
just
might get some comments.
Some comments.
That's
hey, that's good.
To conflict management. How you know?
But
I take my gun and shoot them up.
No, don't. But guys, don't shoot
give
them
them
up.
no encouragement.
Don't shoot them up. No, please, whatever you do, don't shoot them up.
I know sometimes people feel like doing that.
I was listening to this podcast, and they told me to just go ahead and shoot them up.
I read the comments, and somebody had a great idea. Shoot them up.
Oh my God! But let me ask you about this. When it comes to setting a standard, and I'll give you an example, because I remember when I was in high school. Different high schools had a certain reputation. Mm-hmm. And wherever you are, there are certain schools that have certain reputation. If you look at, let's look at in the college level. If you're talking about basketball, you're talking about Duke, you're talking about Kansas. If you're looking at football, you're talking about Alabama, you're talking about USC, you're talking about Notre Dame. These are schools that have set a certain culture around what it is that they want to happen at their facility. Whenever you're building a culture for yourself or for your team or for your office, what are some of the tools that you think that could help people to help build a culture around what it is that they're doing?
As far as a team?
As far as a team, building culture.
Well, I mean, everybody should have your, what do you call it, standard operating procedures,
okay.
First of all,
okay.
So that people have an idea of how you want things to go. As the leader, what does the leader want the staff to do, or how to perform? Mm-hmm. I'll say it that way. I think that's the most important thing, to have a guideline, because you could tell somebody different things, but they're going to hear what they want to hear and tell you what you said. And that's not what you said. So if you have it in writing, and then you can say, here's the manual. This is what I expect from my team. And see if they, like you said, the thinkers and the doers. Mm-hmm. So the leader creates the manual, and the doers go by what the manual says.
And sign it.
Would you say?
Sign it.
Oh, have them sign it.
Sign the back page,
but
that
I
they
think that's the
receive
first
it.
thing. And has to have consistent meetings with your team about how are things going, what's expected, how did you resolve whatever conflict, so to help somebody else out on the team. I think those things are important.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I try to do too, is as far as the communication part. When you begin to communicate to your staff that, hey, look, these are the expectations, and this is how we're going to go about it. But for me, I know, and I'm not sure if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing. I like to get my hands dirty. So I'm probably one of the ones, even when I worked at Safeway, when I first started working, I think I was going into the, from like just being a worker to like a semi-manager. And they was like, you're going to make a great manager. You're going to make a great manager because you don't mind communicating, but more importantly than that, you don't mind working. and that's just me. And I think that I might become what's called a doer who thinks, or my thinker who does. I don't know. I don't know. Which one is
I
better?
think it's thinker who does.
A thinker who does. Okay, yeah, I take that. I take that. But that's to me, that's how organization can set a culture. You set the standard, and you're running with the ball, and the team. Hey, boom, 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 come along. You're coming. Oh, you don't want to come? Then we're going to let you out, and we're going to bring someone else on board who wants to go the direction that we're going, because we are going this direction. And if you allow someone from on the outside to dictate, like a new person come in and dictate the culture, for instance, in this office, if you allow the outsider to come in and they start snipping here and snipping there, oh no, we're cutting that in the first 2 weeks. Oh, I see how this is going. First 2 weeks, we're gonna cut that off right now. Mm-hmm. And you can just take your little license, and do they have a license?
They should.
I have a license where we're gonna give you your license, and we're gonna let you have that.
We've had that. I've had that happen many years ago. When I was on a team, but one team member, he was doing all this dictating, telling the other team members what to do, but he wasn't doing anything, nothing, but just this. And we were like, hold on. At first we were like, yeah, let's do this. But then we saw that he wasn't doing any of the things that he was recommending. It's like, okay, well, where is your whatever? Why aren't you on the phone? Whatever the situation is. So we had to cut him.
Yeah. And you see that a lot in oftentimes in network marketing companies, because people jump into the network marketing thinking, all I'm gonna find me is that one stud, and I'm gonna ride him or her to the top. So I'm just gonna look for that stud, and then I'm gonna whip everybody. Well, somebody who's gonna do a lot of work. Well, that was the terminology. I'm a fight like a horse who's just gonna do all But we're
stud, huh?
Yes. And that quarter horse, whatever you want to call it, a quarter horse, but they're gonna do the hard work, and I'm gonna get on the back and just ride them I'm gonna find me.
Just have to go for doing everything.
Just doing everything, and all I have to do is you do this, but sooner or later, when you see organizations fall, it's typically because the leader went from working and building to managing. And there's a balance there, because you can't work the whole time and you can't manage the whole time. There's actually a balance that has to come. It makes me think about this has nothing to do with what I was just talking about, but something that just came to mind. I'm just going crazy. My mind is just going all over. But I was thinking about opposites. When I worked at Safeway, and this deals with how are you holding on to money. So I knew one guy. He had just so much, he would just save, and I would like, bruh, we just want to take a ride, just down to the beach. We might go up to Ocean City, down Virginia Beach, $200, whatever the case. No, man, no. Can we go bowling? Bowling is what, $20, $30 for some shoes and a ball? No, man, I'm saving them. There's a difference.
He's saving Safeway's money?
He was saving this money that he's working from Safeway.
Did he save for what?
No, not really.
Oh.
But there's a difference between trying to hold on so tight to what you have that it never grows. But just on the opposite end, I had a guy, he worked in the seafood department, and we got paid every Thursday. He was like, Frank, let's go, man, let's go. And I'm like, well, rent's due next week. You got to pay your rent. Man, I'm not going to worry about that. He said,
priorities all messed up.
I'm going to have fun this weekend. So he's the total opposite. One is holding it here and the other one is tossing it there.
The one is holding it because he's probably trying to keep a stash for a rainy day. You need to teach a lot of people how to do that.
Mm-hmm. And there's
instead of spending what you have and you ain't got no money to pay your bills. Yep. Hello, pay your bill. But your rent, everything. Especially your rent.
In between, it has to be
Stop paying late fees.
From here to here.
You're going to court.
Next week.
I'm sorry.
No.
Tenant holding over.
I don't know why they get mad if they get evicted. Okay, go ahead.
And people feel sorry for them because their things are out on the street. But they haven't paid rent in 6 months.
Or more.
Yeah.
I learned my lesson early. I had
had
the tenant, and this is one of the and that's why this particular show that we do here to work on our mindset, because my mindset was I was I don't know if it was considered brainwashed, but because of how that some of my family members thought about people who had money in businesses. So when I became a landlord, I was so lenient that it crushed me. And so
you can't.
And I had one
consistent.
Girl. She paid her first month rent and her security deposit, and she never paid anything else.
Go bye-bye.
In Washington D.C.
Oh God, the worst.
Strung me along, and my family's like, well, you got to understand that some people are in a situation, and I'm like, I'm teetering in my mind because I want to be a business person on one end, but I don't want to be so strict on the other end where my family looks at me in a different light because I am so hard. And so they say, well, Frankie, you got to have a heart.
I think it's business. You still have to pay a mortgage. I mean, there's so many things that they can go and do
to pay your mortgage.
There's so many things that the renters can go and do. I just think that they just use excuses. I mean, sometimes people do fall into a hardship. It happens. It has happened probably to all of us. And, you do take some things into consideration, but not month after month after month after month.
What I learned for myself is I had to set the boundaries. And I had to learn that, hey, you know what? I'm going to give you, the rent is due on the 1st. I think on the 5th or the 10th. I think on the 5th you're late. And then by the 15th, I learned I'm going to the courthouse.
Absolutely.
But it took me years to get to that point where I would say on the 15th, I'm going to the courthouse. Now, I can tell you in Charles County, I had a tenant like that. On the 15th, I went to the courthouse. I filed on the 15th. By the 30th, they weren't having them out of there. Oh, I think on the 20th or whatever, they put an eviction notice on their door. Like 5 days later, I'm going to put an eviction on their door. In D.C., it's not like that. In D.C., it's 30 days after the next month, the following month.
And you still might not get it. Then they may show up, they may not show up. Then they're going to ask, can I get some more time, Your Honor? Then can we go through arbitration? And then I'll turn over the keys. And nobody cares about your mortgage.
Nobody cares about the mortgage.
And
except for your mortgage company.
You brought up Charles County. I know someone, the water bill was cut off for like a couple of $100.
Wow.
In Charles County.
Wow.
And I know someone in D.C., it wasn't cut off until it was $2,000 and something. That's just ridiculous to me.
Charles County does not play.
And that's kind of good.
They do not play.
No, they don't. You could have a $2,000 water bill, and I shouldn't even tell people. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you want to know the trick, make sure
I already said it anyway.
Make sure you DM Maria. Direct message Maria. She'll tell you. She'll tell you the secrets. But now I want to say, when I was driving yesterday, and then by the time this come out, it'll probably be a little. This is after the fact. But today, a book came out because I remember I was I'm switching gears for a second. I was listening to the radio, and Frank, I think it was Frank Ski, and his little crew. They were talking about. Y'all know what I'm gonna bring up.
Oh, Jada.
They brought up Jada and Will, and some of the things. So what is your opinion about now that you've heard or maybe even seen the interview that she did with Hoda? what is your opinion of Jada now?
I can't speak on any of it actually because I didn't really see it.
Okay.
I didn't see it. And I need to read the book, but I got other books to read first.
Yeah. Now, I was listening, and some of the things that she was actually going through. She said she was a drug dealer. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can believe that.
Yeah. She was putting that rock. Yo, what you need? I got you. Did she give you? What was the movie she did with the
New Jack?
No, she did it with Queen Latifah, and they robbed the bank.
Set it off. Let's set it off.
Yeah, she was setting it off. She was setting it off in the 90s. Jada was setting it off in the 80s and the 90s.
That's why she did so good in that movie.
Oh yeah. She
had the experience.
She was just doing herself. She was just acting herself.
Yeah.
So I thought that was pretty funny too. So
it says Will Smith found some parts of her book shocking and stunning.
what?
I wonder why though.
He was there with her for the past 30 years.
Exactly. Like I just feel like they know each other's personalities. Like I don't know. I don't think I would find too much to be shocking if I know what I'm dealing with.
Right.
But some people don't find it shocking until it slap them in the face.
But you know what? I think all of this is for the
sales of the
He's
book.
pushing her because it says, this is Will talking about her book Worthy. He said he got to the final page of the book. He married her in 1997. And he says, it's amazing to realize that despite having lived most of my life by your side, I still found myself shocked and stunned and caught off guard, laughing, then inspired, then heartbroken. I was all over the place. That's to encourage people, in my opinion, to be curious enough to see what he was so shocked and stunned about.
So he's selling.
I agree.
He's selling. That's what that's about.
He probably get a piece of the pie too.
He
is. Let me help my baby sell her book. Go, Will.
Do your thing, Slim. Do your thing. I ain't mad at you, champ. I'm not mad at you. Do what you got to do, shawty. That's how it is.
So he wrote his book in 2021. I think I saw that book, but
was his book?
I'm not. It's called Will.
Oh.
It was published in 2021. Added that Jada is a rare blend of power and delicate sensitivity. Whatever. How well did Will's book? Did they even talk about it?
I don't know.
Because I don't remember. Yeah. But why is her story so much deeper than his? Why is it getting more attention?
I don't know, because I kept seeing a bunch of things on social media about Jada. I'm like, did she reveal body parts or what? I don't know anything.
She revealed enough.
So
about her relationships and I guess the whole scandal with the boy.
But we already knew about the boy. So I'm not. Nothing shocks me at this point.
It doesn't shock me either. I honestly, I could care less.
That part.
I'm Will and Jada.
I'm trying to keep my life on track. I don't have time to be worrying about this or nobody else's.
Today the 17th? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got about 15 more days and then the mortgage due. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
That
part. Will, Jada, you do you. We got bills to pay.
Yep.
I'm serious. I can't afford to, if I get a free, I get free, I forgot what they're called. When they read the stories to you, I get credits. That's what they are. So if her book comes under there and somebody's reading it, I might listen.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to take my time to read her book, no.
If they come out with a movie, I'm going to watch it. Because that'll be next, I'm sure.
But that's where I, and as we begin and we start landing this plane, but that's why I encourage even our listeners and our viewers, I encourage you to write your book, to write your story. You share your story and you get your story out to the world. And the reason I think I'm really big on this right now is because I've seen families send down finances from generation to generation. But unless you teach your generation how to maintain those funds can be gone in 24 months, sometimes less than that. And you spent your whole life building up something that in less than 2 years, there's not one hide or hair to show what you did. But I believe that if you put down, and that's why I was so incisive about my family sharing not the names, but the stories of the families, and for us to understand that, and for you to understand where you come from, how great your generations were, what they did to put you in position, because. If your family, like I learned, my family ran businesses, they have land, and then as it goes down from generation to generation, if we just let it go, what use was that hard work that they put in?
Or let someone steal it.
You said let somebody steal it. But yeah, so I'm incisive. So if you're in a situation and you would like to know how to put together a book, just reach out to me. You can, give me a call. You can reach me at 301-549-6942, 301-549-6942. We can help you diagram how you want to put your plan together for your book, and then we'll come and we can sit down, just have a conversation and just share some of the stories that you found about your family. Let's put it in these binders, and then that's something that you can hand down to your relatives, to your children, to your generations, and that is something that will live on from generation to generation to generation. And since we're not doing any, that's another show, life insurance. since we don't hop in on life insurance to leave for our generations. But even if we did do that, if we didn't teach them on the front end,
they wouldn't know.
It is irrelevant. It's
Exactly.
irrelevant. So
watch The Burial.
The Burial.
Good movie, guys. I love Jamie Foxx.
The Burial.
Good movie. I love that man.
I couldn't even tell that was Jamie.
Yeah.
I didn't see. I
Really?
didn't. When I saw the movie,
he was
He's a
Willie
great
Gary.
actor.
I did not see Jamie Foxx. I saw the man Willie Gary. This Willie Gary. Willie Gary say, you know what Willie Gary say?
My.
He's amazing. I love that man.
Yeah, he's a great actor.
He is.
I'm happy he got himself together.
You
Me
did it,
too.
Slim. You did.
Me
You
too.
did that one. If you need a co-star on something else, you just come holler at your boy. Holler at your boy.
Jamie, are you watching?
And I got you, Jamie.
I'm here for you, bro.
Yeah, we here for you. Come on. We need you to share. Now that you're better, we need you to come on to the Biz of Entrepreneurship and share your story too, bro. So before you give anybody else that interview, you come on, you sit right here.
Come with the little folks, but we big people.
Yeah, we the little folk, but hey, we make room for you. We move to the side, sit on to the side. We're gonna put you right here, center aisle, brother. We're gonna put you right here, center aisle. But this has been fun. We just put this together because we missed you guys. We missed you guys.
Yes, we did.
And it felt good. It just felt good to come and just share some things with you guys. Hopefully you got something out of it. Send in a comment. If you know anyone who needed to hear this information, please make a comment. First of all, subscribe. Hit the subscribe button. Make a comment. Then after you do that, share it to someone else that can benefit by seeing this episode also. So any final words, ladies?
Yes.
Go ahead.
You may not think that your life is a story, but it is. And people have some true stories to tell. So don't think that whatever's going on in your life is boring and insignificant, because it's not. So put it down on paper. It's so many. My mother passed on a couple months ago, and a month ago. Mm-hmm. It's been a month. And I asked her to write down different things. I had given her some questions that she can answer, and I was going to put it in this book, and she never got around to doing it. And that would have been great for for my kids, my young adults, to read and just to remember their grandma, and to remember the things that went on from her childhood all the way up until, her death. And I mean, she did a lot of different things that a lot of people don't remember. Like she ran for the school board against Mayor Marion Barry.
No, I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
She was in a pageant, a beauty pageant, when she first came to the
DC.
Maryland. Yeah, DC. She was in a beauty pageant. She didn't win, but she was
she
bold
was in
enough
it.
to get up there. You know, it was for Miss DC, I believe. So those were two little things that people don't know. But if she had put that in the book, it would have given the kids something. Go, what? Grammy was a beauty pageant contestant, or she ran
Nice.
against Mayor Marion Barry for the school board.
And that's big.
Yeah, she was a massage therapist. So there's different things. So don't think that the little things you did or nobody paid you any attention. You got a story to tell. So tell your story. Call Frank so he can help you
There you
get that
go.
book published.
And I just want to say, if you love someone, let them know. We lost our bookkeeper, Angela, and I miss her so much. And I just want to say, anytime you feel like you have a headache or something's not right with your body, go get checked out. Get checked out. Because again, we're here today, gone tomorrow, and just get checked out. Check on your loved ones. Stay in touch with your loved ones. Life is really too short for mess. Okay,
It sure is.
that's it.
Wow. Whew, I don't know what to say, guys. But like I said, we're gonna finish this up, and we're gonna see you guys next week. This is your partner, Frankie P. BS
wait a minute.
Entrepreneurship Podcast. Tracy, go ahead one more
I'm
time.
sorry, Frank. She wasn't just a bookkeeper. She was our friend.
Yes, she was. She was a sweet friend
She
that
was
we
my
miss
auntie.
her.
Yeah. So I just wanted to make that clear. She wasn't just a bookkeeper.
She was a friend. She was part of the family.
There you go.
Yes. Well, this is your partner, Frankie P.
Maria P.
Tracy P. and I'm gone.
Yep, and we shall see you guys on the next one. Remember, you change your perspective, you change your life. When you change your perspective, you change your life. When you change your perspective, share your story, make an impact, and your generations will thank you for it. And guess what? You're going to change your life. Peace.
Deuces.
What is Jada saying now? Jada Pinkett Smith denies being in an open marriage.
Jada.
Says they're still figuring out their relationship.
Jada.
That's open to me, and they've been in an open marriage for a long time.
Jada.
I thought.
Jada.
That was an excuse that she made up, or they
Back
made
in
up.
the day,
Um,
when he cheated or she cheated or whoever cheated.
Yeah, that's
back
they
in the
made
day,
that up.
not with the little boy.
Oh, I don't know nothing about. I didn't keep
Because
I don't
Back
keep
in
up
the
with them.
day,
She said not with the little boy.
Because that's what it was. I heard back in the day